Books presents an unabridged recording of A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, narrated by Robert Inglis.
Only in silence the word, only in dark the light, only in dying life. Bright the hawk's flight on the empty sky. The creation of air. Chapter 1. Warriors in the Mist. The island of Gaunt, a single mountain that lifts its peak a mile above the storm-racked northeast sea, is a land famous for wizards. From the towns in its high valleys and the ports on its dark, narrow bays, many a Gauntish man has gone forth to serve the lords of the archipelago in their cities as wizard or mage, or, looking for adventure, to wander working magic from isle to isle of all Earthsea. Of these, some say the greatest, and surely the greatest voyager, was the man called Sparrowhawk, who in his day became both dragon lord and archmage. His life is told of in the deed of Ged and in many songs, but this is a tale of the time before his fame, before the songs were made. He was born in a lonely village called 10 Alders, high on the mountain at the head of the northward vale. Below the village, the pastures and ploughlands of the vale slope downward level below level towards the sea, and other towns lie on the bends of the river Ar. Above the village, only forest rises ridge behind ridge to the stone and snow of the heights. The name he bore as a child, Dooney, was given him by his mother, and that and his life were all she could give him, for she died before he was a year old. His father, the bronze-smith of the village, was a grim, unspeaking man, and since Dooney's 6 brothers were older than he by many years, and went one by one from home to farm the land, or sail the sea, or work as smith in other towns of the northward vale, there was no one to bring the child up in tenderness. He grew wild, a thriving weed, a tall, quick boy, loud and proud and full of temper. With a few other children of the village, he herded goats on the steep meadows above the river springs, and when he was strong enough to push and pull the long bellow sleeves, his father made him work as smith's boy, at a high cost in blows and whippings. There wasn't much work to be got out of Dooney. He was always off and away, roaming deep in the forest, swimming in the pools of the river Ar, that, like all Gauntish rivers, runs very quick and cold, or climbing by cliff and scarp to the heights above the forest, from which he could see the sea, that broad northern ocean where, past Perigol, no islands are. A sister of his dead mother lived in the village. She had done what was needful for him as a baby, but she had business of her own, and once he could look after himself at all, she paid no more heed to him. But one day, when the boy was 7 years old, untaught and knowing nothing of the arts and powers that are in the world, he heard his aunt crying out words to a goat, which had jumped up onto the thatch of a hut, and wouldn't come down. But it came jumping, when she cried a certain rhyme to it. Next day, herding the long-haired goats on the meadows of High Fall, Dooney shouted to them the words he had heard, not knowing their use or meaning, or what kind of words they were. "Noth earth malk man, y'all can mirth han." He yelled the rhyme aloud, and the goats came to him. They came very quickly, all of them together, not making any sound. They looked at him out of the dark slot in their yellow eyes. Dooney laughed and shouted it out again, the rhyme that gave him power over the goats. They all came closer, crowding and pushing round him. All at once he felt afraid of their thick, ridged horns, and their strange eyes and their strange silence. He tried to get free of them and to run away. The goats ran with him, keeping in a knot around him, and so they came charging down into the village at last, all the goats going huddled together as if a rope were pulled tight round them, and the boy in the midst of them weeping and bellowing. Villagers ran from their houses to swear at the goats and laugh at the boy. Among them came the boy's aunt, who didn't laugh. She said a word to the goats, and the beasts began to bleat and browse and wander.
Keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.